You ever have coworkers, of course, that you work with? That's what a coworker is. You ever have a coworker that pisses and moans so much that if they got paid for pissing and moaning about, they get paid more than your own managers? Because I work with a bunch of babies. Holy Christ. Shit, piss and moan. Oh, thanks for pushing off your work onto us. And like, shit, the work that I was being passed on was passed on by someone else anyway. So your point? This company is all about shitting your work on the next person. And that person is usually either me or Tony. And this person's got the gall in shipping on busy days. He shits his own work and puts it on my desk when he's overwhelmed. So whenever he's overwhelmed, he asks me to help his poor ass out. But yet on a day that, I'm being bounced around. To me, that's an average day. I get bounced around anywhere from either 2 or 5 times a day doing whatever I'm supposed to do. And I don't develop a rhythm in doing it. Meaning, I'm going to be incredibly slow on what I'm doing in the start until I build up a good enough rhythm to make good time. Because once you do something long enough in the day, you get a nice rhythm going and you haul ass. But when you keep getting bounced around here and there, you don't develop a rhythm, and you don't get much done because of it. Or at least how I work. I'd rather focus on one thing the entire day and do it well. And Charles is like, well, I get bounced around and I get to still do my job. I'm like, well, you're the shipper. You're wrapping skids and shipping things off the system. Except no one's telling you to do other things. You're doing that on your own volition. Me, I have no choice. When my boss tells me, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, within about an hour's time, you don't get anything done. You're forced to do whatever he tells you to do. Whereas, I gotta wrap a skid. I gotta ship off some UPS ground. Dude, that's part of your job description. No one has to tell you to do that. I don't know. I work with a bunch of babies. Jesus Christ. Shit, if I would actually get paid and bitching and moaning, I'd bitch and moan so much I'd be making big money right now. Because that would be more worthwhile than actually doing this job. Holy Christ. And I don't like to bitch and moan about this, but this happens every day. Thanks for pushing your work on others. Technically, the pickers that pick the ticket and put it on a skid are already pushing their work on you anyway. So what's the difference? There's an open box that you gotta tape up. That's part of your job. Do your fucking job. I mean, seriously. Are people that idiotic that anytime... Seriously. This job is literally all about procedures of, like, chain of procedure. You do one bit of something, the next person follows up on the next step. That's all about the fucking job. It's like an assembly line. I gotta put a hubcap on a car. I gotta do someone else's job. So the person who put the tire on, and then the next guy who put the lug nuts and tighten them to torque, and you put a hubcap on, that's part of your job. Just do your fucking job. Doesn't matter if someone's pushing off their work on you, because you know what? It's all work. And everyone's doing it, including yourself, because guess what? After you put that hubcap on, someone has to now final inspect all that shit, taking it to self-alignment, headlight adjustments. Seriously, when you work in a sub-assembly, assembly, and distribution job, you're always shoving work on someone else. Even if you finish it, it's something that another person's gonna have to touch with their own hands. And believe me, that The idea that someone is saying that I've pushed work on someone else, at your point, that's every day. Literally everyone is pushing work on you. Everyone's been pushing work on me, but you know what? Yeah, I might piss and moan, but I do that to myself. I don't tell the person who last gave me shit to drive around in this pig iron, oh, thanks for giving me more work to do. You know what? It's the fucking job. I do what my job role tells me to do. Yeah, I can piss and moan as much as I want, and no one's gonna give a shit. So Charles bitching to me about untaped boxes that need packing because we're so low on packing on a regular basis. I'm not going to take packing from shipping that needs packing for boxes meant to ship out today. So I'm not going to take away from what's already in low supply. So I'm going to let that be someone else's job, because you know what, it is their job. I don't know. When people bitch and complain about the very job they're actually doing, and it's part of their job description, and they're still bitching about it, I don't know. I want to call them bitch Nequas, because, oh my god. You're complaining about what you do for work, and it gets annoying. I'm going to burn the place down. I'm going to go full-on Milton. Well, not really. I would love to burn some of these fuckers' cars, though. That'd be fun. Yeah, you know what? End rant. Because, regardless of where you work, you're always going to get someone's work. It's going to get pushed on you in some way, shape, or form. Most companies are like that. Of course, if everyone did everything, you'd have to pay them more. That'd also be a lot of work for one individual, so you have to hire more people to do that. If you only train people to do one thing, it's more efficient, you could do it cheaper, at the cost of the worker, because you don't have to get paid so much because they're not doing enough, but you're always going to be pushed on someone else's work. So, I don't know. Am I pissing and moaning about something that's just natural in the working world, that often enough you're going to get someone else's work that they finished that you have to continue and then finish yourself and then give it to the next person? That's just all about working life. Unless you're in rare job opportunities where you're in a position that finishes all of your work without giving it to anyone else, which still goes to someone else at the end of the day. I don't know. People just bitch. People bitch, piss, and moan all they want. And there's shit that I get annoyed by them that they push onto me. That they could do, but they tell the boss, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Get him over here so I can get help. Shit, dude. I wish I could do that on a regular basis, because that's how I feel all the time. And I don't even bitch and moan about that to the boss, because I hate my boss. So I'd rather actually go through the suffering of getting all the work I get pushed on, than rather than tell people, hey, I need help. Because I would rather not talk to my boss. Because he's a dipshit. I don't know. I swear people are complainers. And these are people twice as old as I am that piss and moan. This is not high school level shit. Fuck. I'm 27. I don't even piss and moan much at work. The only thing I ever piss and moan about is my own boss, and that's not involving work. That's just boss. Anyway, end rant.